Amazing. I'm going to show you how to make a delicious, low-carb, sugar-free tiramisu.
Ever since my sons were young, we had a couple of meals every week that we could count on. Tacos every Tuesday, and then on Saturdays we'd have steak with either creme brulee or tiramisu for dessert. After most of us went low-carb and sugar-free, we kept the traditions going, but now I've learned how to make our favorite desserts low-carb. I shared my creme brulee recipe a couple of years ago, and that became one of my most popular videos, and I'm sure this tiramisu is also going to become a favorite, so make sure to save it. The full recipe is in the comments, but you'll start by making a light and fluffy almond flour-based sponge cake. The spongy texture comes from first beating the egg whites into stiff peaks and folding that into the rest of the almond flour mixture. Bake at 350 for 15 to 20 minutes while you make the mascarpone whipped cream. Tiramisu is such a light and airy dessert. Whipping the ingredients is really what creates that lovely texture. For the mascarpone cream, you're going to start by whipping some heavy cream into stiff peaks and then also whipping the mascarpone with your sweetener before folding them all together.
So once the sponge cake is out of the oven and has cooled, you're ready to put together the tiramisu. I like to make individual servings either in a ramekin or in a glass, but you can also make this in the original dish that you made the sponge cake in. If you're making the tiramisu in your original baking dish, just cut it into rectangles and put it in the dish. I'm going to make them in individual servings, so I'm going to take my glass and cut the exact size. And then you'll take your little pieces of sponge cake and put it in a dish. I'm using the original baking dish that we used. And cover it with some espresso. Let the sponge cake soak in the espresso for 3 to 5 minutes. And now it's time to assemble our tiramisu. You're going to start with one layer of the espresso-soaked sponge cake. Top it with some mascarpone whipped cream. Add another layer of sponge cake. And more mascarpone cream. You can stop there, but my glass is high, so I'm going to continue layering. And then we're going to top it off with a dusting of cocoa powder. And there you have it, a low-carb, sugar-free tiramisu.